it's Andrew. Welcome back to another video of Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. Here we are in the new-ish shop, I guess you could say. We have a couple customers' vehicles here. We have another one inside. But I think first, since we have it available, I think let's head to the junkyard and see what we can't afford to buy. So, stick around and I'll see you at the junkyard. Oh, why do they tease me? So, hey everybody, welcome to the junkyard. I was just looking over here. I see an Chrysler Cordoba. Probably a GTO edition too. Yep. It's got 160,000 miles on it. It's got the V12. But they want 26,000. Now, in all honesty, for this car, I'd buy it, even though I don't have the appraisal list on it yet. And the reason why I'd buy it is because you can make a lot of money off that car when you rebuild it. So, alright, let's keep on cruising around. Like I said, we're just browsing at the moment. If we see something that's cheap, we'll grab it. And we'll try to make a flip out of it. As in not to see nothing. Now, there's a couple things down there. Let's take a little stroll around this way. It's got to be cheap though. And this is not going to be cheap. BMW Pro car. 191,000 miles. Yeah, 24,000. That's not even in our budget. I mean, we're literally budget building right now. Ooh. Hey, look, a taxi cab. What do we got here? Got ourselves a Salem Overking or Ford Crown Vic. 131,000 miles. They want $7 grand for it. Although, it's got all four wheels. I'm not sure we'd ever get that thing running again, but not on our budget. But then we got this. Ooh, a supercharged edition. Ooh, the DR Blaze. Now you look at the weight of the DR Blaze. It's only 2,600 pounds. It's a good drag car. It's a good platform for it. That's too much. Can't afford it. Literally, I don't have the money for it. So, well, this seems to be might be a total bust after all. Should have saved my 500 bucks and just stayed home. Oh well. You miss all the opportunities you don't aim for, or you miss all the shots you don't aim for. You know what I mean? So, all right. Well, I guess back to the shop, and we're going to start working on the customers' cars there. So, we got a Land Rover inside the shop. We got a Chrysler Cordoba out front, and then we got a customer's 4th gen Camaro. So, we'll see you guys when we get back to the shop. All right, welcome back to the shop, everyone. I'm just sitting here looking at the safety instructions, welder and stuff, help. Overall warnings, basic operations before working, what the employees should and shouldn't do, operation performed during work, prohibited operations, operations after work, and final remarks. Interesting. All right, right here we got ourselves a Land Rover Defender. We're having issues, general engine control and repair, and it seems to be that the engine's losing power. So let's dig into it and see what we can determine what the cause is. Let's jump on in here. Well, right, just an observation. I see the turbo's no good, the alternator's shot, the fan's no good. Needs a new oil filter. Throttle looks to be shot. Fuel filter needs to be finished and put a new one in, I'm guessing. But let's see if we can't get this thing to give us a compression test. Engine can't be started. I wonder why that would be. So let's check and see what the electronics tell us. Battery looks pretty decent. Ooh, probably the alternator's at 2%. Which, if the alternator's locked up, it won't spin the belt. If it doesn't spin the belt, well, you're kind of SOL at that point. The alternator. Okay, so we definitely need an alternator. Interesting. Let's do an OBD scanner. See if this tells us anything. think the 4-cylinder diesel here. Alright, glow plugs. Interesting. Alright, let's see. Let's take a look at our work order now. We got 2 glow plugs and an alternator. Alright, but before we can go any further, let's order the alternator and the 2 glow plugs. Let's see, we need an alternator and 2 glow plugs. And now we're waiting on the parts guy to show up. So when he shows up, well, actually, I guess we could probably disassemble this in the process. Oh, hey, let's get over here. This might tell us a little bit too, you know what I mean? Alright, we're going to need to remove the belt. The alternator, because we already know that is shot. Alright, let's move the turbs key. Alright, now when we were looking earlier, I noticed that the fuel filter was a little bit chunky monkeyed. And then the throttle, that's a definite. Let's spray that, get this off. And then the oil filter. But let's take a look, see? Look at that. Huh, interesting. There's still 2 parts that are unaccounted for. I wonder if this would tell us anything. May have found another problem right here. Alright. Nope. Air filter is good. Okay. Good. Well, let's throw this up in the air. We're going to drain the oil. Take a little gander under here. See if we can't find anything. That just jumps out at us and goes, here's the problem. Alright, where's our oil drain? Right here. Bring over car lift A. I mean, the oil looks very clean. How many miles are on this? Oops, wrong one. Alright, how many miles are on this thing? 102,000, so this must get regular oil changes. Alright. Something's telling me we're going to have internal damage. I don't know why, but I just got that feeling. Alright, so that's basically everything that we have, or we need, minus the one part that is not discovered yet. Well, let's do a little examination. See if this doesn't tell us anything. I mean, the motor overall looks to be in pretty good health. There's no determination until I actually get a compression test on it, but you know, this will give us a pretty good indication about what's going on here. All right, let's see. Does this tell us anything? No, of course not. Okay, so what are the remaining parts that we need? We need an oil filter, a throttle, fuel filter. It said turbo, right? I gotta come back here, take a look at the work order. Yes. Yes, it did. Okay. So we'll click on the turbo. We already got that on the way. And we need a fan. Alright, so let's order these up. Let's see anything in here. No. Back to the main page, go over to here. We can do this a little bit on the easy way right now. I didn't even know if it told us that it needed a fuel filter. Probably did. Just can't remember. No, it didn't, but we're going to put a new one in there anyway. You know what I mean? Still very curious to know what the heck. I hope it's not a camshaft. But alright, parts are on order. When they get here, we can start reassembling it and getting to the point where we're able to determine what's actually the issue. Alright, after some time, the delivery guy has finally left. We've got some of our parts. Let's go in here. I'm going to start right here. We're going to put the oil filter on. Get that up and out of the way. Yeah, I still have all the old parts. We haven't done nothing along those lines yet. I never did check the fuel. No, that fuel pump looks pretty decent. Okay. All right. Well, let's get working here. Now, where's the glow plugs on this thing? I think they are in here. Or maybe not. Is that what that was? Oh. Oh. Huh. I wonder. Let's put this back in, shall we? Just in case. Alright, now where are the glow plugs? I think they're behind here. There we go. There they are right here. I seize them. Alright, now let's put in the new ones we just picked up. Of course, we're going to put the throttle in. Now we can put in the fuel filter, which is right back over here. 19%. It was time for it to be changed anyway, so give a little extra peace of mind to the customer, you know what I mean? Alright, there we go. Let's put the injector or the glow plug wire harness back on. Alright, now we're going to work our way down over into here. Slap this turbo in. Okay, now the alternator. I think, what other parts do I got? Radiator fan. Okay. I think we're in pretty good shape now. Put the belt tensioner back on. Now we're going to put the new fan in. The other one was kind of shot. Alright. Now we've got this all done. Alright, we're going to go like so. Now let's give it a compression test. That's running pretty good compression by the looks of it. Oh no. Oh no. Alrighty. I guess we're ripping the motor apart. Yep. And an injector. So if I had to guess, it would be the injector that we just got, plus we need a new piston ring. So let's order those up. Alrighty. Yeah. Alright, this is going to take a second here because, yeah, I did that, didn't I? Right here is one, and we need a piston ring. Just one set. Alright. Now the fun begins. Now I've got to rip this entire top off. Remember, the bad injector's in the front. Should have waited and just changed the alternator and then spun it over. This could take the whole episode in itself. Alright, now we're going to have to re-rip everything off the front of this motor again. Yeah. So how's your guys' day been going? How's your, hope you all are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, or good night, wherever you're located around the globe. Because, we're having a pretty good day ourselves, Got a big job here. Bigger than what I was anticipating. A lot bigger. What? What? I guess that's connected as a whole piece. I guess you. I mean, it's not too bad in here, I guess. Thankfully, we haven't put no oil in this thing yet. But we are going to have to pull the head off, which means all this fun stuff we just put back on is going to have to come all back off again. Alright, throttle. The wires for the glow plugs. Take off the intake manifold. Man, it's like 700 bolts for each part. Although, I do feel privileged because this guy came all the way down from New Brunswick up there in Canada, so according to the license plate say. So they must have ran it up there and nobody was able to figure it out, so. So, note to self, start from the front when we put all these glow plugs and injectors in. Alright, let's pull out the cam gear. Good. The other cam gear. Good. Now, we gotta take off these cam caps. Oh, it must be one whole piece that just comes off, or what? Oh dear. Oh dear. I guess remove the camshafts. Now the cylinder head. Alright, now we got to put this up in here and pull the bottom end off. Now what I'm going to be doing is it's going to take a little bit more. What? I seriously got to pull the oil filter back off. Are you kidding me? Why couldn't I reach around it with an extension in the socket? Alright, now let's dig up and in here. At least the rod caps look pretty decent. I'm going to take all the rod caps off. So then, because I don't know which piston, I don't know which piston ring it is. So, but I think our friend is here with our parts. So we're going to set this down, and then we're going to head out and grab the parts, and I'll be back when I have them all. Alright, we got our piston ring and injector now, so let's go ahead and start having some fun. Alright, let's see here now. Are you the bad one? No. Of course not. Why would it be the bad one? Something's telling me it's going to be this one. The bad injector, wash the rings. No, I was wrong. Bet you it's number 3. Ironically enough, it's the last one, right? Here we go. We found the culprit. We find the culprit. Alright, now we can put this all back together now. I mean, man, that's a lot of bolts, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 bolts just to hold the camshafts in. I guess so, eh? One heck of a good cam cap system here. Kind of glad there ain't too many vehicles that do this. And now the camshaft cap goes on. What? Must have been the rockers or something. I don't know. Alright, let's put this in. Wish I had the back opened up there and could repair some of these parts, make them look all brand newish. Alright, now the first one goes brand spanking new, which I do believe. Yep, okay. And now the rest of them can just follow suit. You know, I'd be more worried about the number 3 injector, to be honest, because something washed the rings, washed the cylinder actually. I don't know what it was. We may not get around to the Camaro today. Now I'm just gonna double check, make sure they're in the right spot. Yes, they are. Beautiful. Make sure you know I didn't slip up at all. You know, put something in the wrong spot, because been known to do that a time or two. Oh, that's why I had to take the oil filter off. Oh, because the filter housing and the oil pan are one unit. So I don't understand why you just couldn't take it off all in one shot. That's what I prefer to do. But whatever, it is what it is. Alright. This should be a good payday, this one. Holy crap, this one's labor intensive. Wow. And it wouldn't be bad if I could turn the air up on the tools a little bit more, but, you know. I guess we're not ready enough for that yet. We're not skilled enough for that, I shall say. Idler B, come on down. And then we got 2 idler A's here. Beautiful. We've got another one right here. Beautiful. Now I put the belt ski on. And then we're going to put the exhaust manifold, DT224. And now we're going to put the Turbski on. Good. Should get a pretty penny from this when we're done, when we sell all the parts. Alright, belt tensioner. You are next. You are the next contestant. The radiator fan, C. Alright, I think we're pretty much done. Oh, wait. No. I'm glad I caught that. I would have bit us in the butt later on. Good. And we need an oil filter, and that's it. Which comes on when the pan goes on. Which we're not done yet. I know I gotta reopen that back up again. Because once I put the oil filter and the oil pan on it, then... Alright. Now, we started taking stuff off here. Sun's at high noon by the looks of it. Man, she's bright. Whoo! Right in my eyeballs. And then that Chrysler, I didn't do any testing on it. I just took a little glance at it earlier. And I think we're going to have internal engine problems with that one. Alright, let's put the oil filter on. Good. And we're done. Now we just got to put oil in it. Good. Once I get from behind this post. And then, yeah, we're done at that point. I can call the customer and tell them to come grab their Land Rover. They can safely bring it back home. And it should last the journey or the trip anyway, if nothing else. One would think. And then when we come back, we'll have the Chrysler Cordoba in here. So stick around and I'll be right with you. Fender is gone. And here we have ourselves a Chrysler Cordoba. Was this 77, 78? 78. Alright, what do we got kicking on around here? Well, it looks like a steering rack, that's for sure. But let's get into this. We're going to start by trying to give it a compression test. See what it tells us. Dang, those are the highest ones I've ever seen. I normally don't get them that high. Okay, looks like that's good. That kind of actually makes me happy, in a way. Now let's check the... It's not going to have an OBD scanner. Let's check the electronics. Okay, everyone looks to be checking out so far. Alright, let's see. Filters need to be replaced. Strange noise from the engine bay. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's engine related, but I'm almost guaranteed this is a problem. Oh, it needs to be changed anyway. So let's go ahead, we'll get this all stripped down. Because the compression tester didn't really give us too much info, and we need the oil filter, V8. Alright, so Chrysler 360, I believe it is. Yep, we need one of them. We need one of them. Alright. Alright, look at that, right on the corner from the oil filter. Nice. And then the air filter LA 360. Good. And then we need a fuel filter. Good. Alright. That'll be a start anyway. There's strange noise from engine bay, but I figure I better give it all a good look over. But we should put this up in the air, at least get that steering rack out of the way, because that's a guaranteed. I'm thinking what we're going to do, we're actually going to put this car on the test track. We're going to change the filters, which does this need an oil change? Well, probably. Also needs us to refill the brake fluid, coolant, and the windshield washer fluid, so we can actually do that while we're waiting. I mean, this car is actually in very nice shape, to be honest. I'm not going to deny it. Somebody who owns this, they take very good care of it. You know what I mean? Very good care of it. Why did it leak out coolant? It's supposed to be a pressurized system. Alright. One task done. Okay. Alright, now we're going to go see if our parts are here, and then we'll be back to put all the parts and pieces that we have on the car. So stick around, we'll be right back. Well, I just made the biggest screw up of all time. You know, I figured, you know, while I'm waiting for the guy to show up, I figured I'd empty out my inventory, right? Sold all my used parts, not thinking. We had the lid for the air breather in there. Had to buy another one. Well, it does not just suck, huh? When you make stupid errors like that. That's on the operator. Oh yeah, most definitely you can tell that the steering rack is shot. Most definitely. Probably gonna need some bushings, if I had to guess. Sway bar end links look good. The coil shock, or the shock spring assemblies look pretty good. Alright, let's put this back. Let's grab the old oil filter out of here. Let's reach up in through here. Thank God the car wasn't running, or we'd be burning our hands off. Alright, let's put this back on. I can't believe I made a stupid mistake like that. That's an expensive mistake, $110 for a new one. the oil filter on, or fuel filter I mean. The oil filter's already on. Put the air filter on. Good. Put the lid on, which isn't going to look right now because it's brand new and yeah. Alright. I guess we should put oil in, huh? As long as it's nothing internal, which it should have shown on the compression test, and it didn't, so she ran strong. Strong, I tell you, strong. Oh, clean that up. Alright, let's close this down, and now we're going to head to this test track. I'll see you guys when we get there. Alright, here we are at the test track. Let's give it a whirl. Sounds like she got a miss though. You know what, let's neutral drop it. Just leave a little bit of rubber. Alright everybody, see you back at the shop. I think it's fair to say that test was inconclusive. I'll show you why. Look, didn't tell us nothing. So, I guess that's, which is on, why was, okay. Alright, well, we gotta get into this anyway, because we gotta get the, steering rack out. Now I wonder something here. Really? Nothing? Let's take a little gander here at the motor. I don't know why, I just got a strange feeling about something. Tie rods look good. The inners, well, not as good. This outer on this side's no bueno. Or it's still good, but look at the other side there and... Oh, no. I told you. I told you, didn't I? Son of a biscuit. But why didn't it tell us that the I'm a little confuffled right now. I really am just a bit confuffled. I think we're just going to have to do it the old-fashioned way here and dig into it. Much as I don't really want to. Alright, well. Where's that other tie rod? Right here. Come on, steering rack. It's your turn to go. Yes, probably gonna tell us needs a new steering rack. Yep. Alright, well, let's drop her back down and start digging into it. Alright, first things first, gotta get rid of this fan. Well, not get rid of it, but move it. And... what? Oh, okay. I don't know why, but like I said, something's... okay, everything looks good there. Doesn't look like we got any bad push rods. That's good. contents in here just a bit. Just give me a second here, folks. All right, now we're back. Looks like we got a boo-boo, two bad push rods here. I wonder. Let's see, this one right here could be one. And then this one. And then this one. As I figured. Alright, so we're making a list here. However, I still got to get into the front side of this motor. If I can actually get around to it. There we go. Yes. One slight catch-22. I can't afford a $50 bill right now. After we just put all fresh stuff back in it. Doo-doo. What the? Oh, well, maybe I'll pay if this built off first. Sometimes that helps, you know. Sometimes that helps, you know. You never know, but sometimes it does. Of course not. Now we remove the crank pulley. Now the water pump. What? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna rip this whole entire thing apart. Dang Chryslers. We gotta make things so difficult. Now can I remove it? Holy crap. Here's a $50 bill. Nope. Oh, hey, yo. Oh, no, of course not. Yeah. Like we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts that are undiscovered. They're curious to know if I need to pull its head off. Time to put the land yacht in the air. Oops, my bad. Alright, I see. Uh-oh. Okay. Not seeing any dead pistons, which is good. But I am seeing some bad cam caps, though, or crank caps. Now, did I overlook push rods on the other side? Three crankshaft bearing caps, steering rack. And now we got 3 things that are still bad on this motor. On the motor, man. That rod definitely looks like it's seen better days, that's for sure. I don't know why I didn't pick up on a compression test. Normally they do. Alright, well, I don't know what else it is. It says the engine bay. That all looks good. Let's jump on over here to the driver's side. I'm confused. Strange. Strange, I tell you, strange. The only other thing I can figure is something in here, but normally it gets picked up. Something did not get picked up here. Flywheel. That's one. Uh-oh. Oh no. Yeah. So now we're down to two things. Alright, so let's get ordering up some parts here. We can at least put some of this stuff back together. One, two, three. Why to change the oil filter? We need a steering rack. Alright. We can order these up and then we'll, once the delivery guy shows back up, then we'll be on our way to install some greatness here. But before we begin on this, I'm gonna recheck the valves or the push rods on this side. I don't know why, but I got a strange feeling I overlooked something. Yes, I did. There they are. There's the two missing links right there. Glad I went and re-looked, or I would have been chasing my tail forever. One right here, and another one right there. And we go like so. Boom, we have everything. Alright, so I'll check back with you guys when the parts guy shows up. FedNext just left. We got our parts. Let's start the assembly process. Let's get the top side of the motor put back together. Like I said, I'm really glad I went and retook this Velcro off, because I went and looked the first time. I was like, everything looks good. I don't know, maybe if it was the shadow in the wrong area or something. I don't know, but I missed it. Not we, I missed it. And that's unacceptable. I mean, it really is. So, well, we got her fixed. Putting her back together now. And the funny thing is how it ran like a top. Remember how I said though there was a sound like a miss? Had a few bent push rods in it. I don't understand how the car actually drove as good as it did. But it did. And she drove well. Not 100% perfect, but she drove well. You know what I mean? So. Alright, now let's put this on. ARM V8 LA 360. This is the LA block. Should go for about 400 horsepower when it's fully built. What does the rule book say anyway? I don't know. We're gonna have to test that there and build one. You know what I mean? Come on, let's get on. Let's get the fan on now. Perfecto. Now let's jump on over here to the driver's side. Let's put these push rods in. Good. Good. Awesome. Now let's put the rocker pedestal shaft on. Alright, another head cover. Now we gotta put this thing up in the air, work on the underside. Now let's put the plug wires on. Okay. And we gotta fill it up with oil and coolant. Holy smokes, why are they putting me way over here? Hello, I need to do work over here. Alright, put these crank caps on. Button up the bottom end of the motor. And then we put the flywheel, clutch plate, pressure plate, release bearing, and then the gearbox. Perfect. Now the release bearing. Gearbox. Drive shaft. Now the starter. Good. Now let's work our way to the front here. Walk around. Let's put the steering rack in. To the driver's side first. Trying to put everything back to the way I got it from. Oh, no, wrong one. Alright, let's work our way around over yonder. Now, this should be a fairly decent payday. Good, good, good. Alright, I think we're done, minus the fluids. Perfection. Alright, let's drop her down, put some coolant in it. Coolant. And we also got to put oil in it too. Because of my screw up. Well, not really my screw up. We would have had to have drained the oil anyway, so I just did a little bit easier, made a mess on the floor. Oh, let's clean that up. Perfect. Let's run over here, put some oil back in it. Even with that little spout, I don't know why we need a funnel. Oh, there we go. Alright. She is done. Alright, now the customer can come and get it. Gone. Look at that. We just made 3,700 bucks off of that one. That was a pretty decent one there. But alright, I don't think we're getting around to this one today. That'll be on the next episode. And, thank you all very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we will catch you on to the next episode. Thank you very much again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.